Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today I'm going to make another project, the easiest one, which is the rolling a dice game. As we all familiar with this game, what does this game means and how we play this game, how many players we need, and how many attempts we do in this how many attempts we do in dicing a roll. Sorry, rolling a dice. And what we have to do is we have to import a library, which is an operating system library, which is used to import the operating system modules in Python. And why we use the operating system modules? Because these modules provide us a way to interact with operating system, whether it is a window, whether it is a Mac OS, anything, and allow us to perform various tasks like executing system commands, working with paths, etc. So in this game I'm going to import a two libraries, which was the previous one I used in my random guessing game, which was the random library, and the another library I used here is the operating system library. Import random, import operating system. Now I'll make a method number numDie while true try. As I already told you why we use this try and the catch method here, because they are used to handle the errors, and how to detect the errors and how to handle the errors. Number of dice, we are taking the number of dices, or the number of dices, or the input from the user. Okay, number of dices input from the user. Now what we have to do now, we are just saying that you have only two options for rolling a dice. Like, you have the two choices. You have to roll the dice two times, not more than two. You can play only two times, because in this game a player has only two options to roll the dice. If the first one is if the first roll, if the player get the, for example, 1 at the first roll, then it has a choice to roll the dice again, so that it can get a 6 number, a maximum number in the second chance. So I say the valid responses is equals to 1. Only two options are valid. Okay, comma. Now I'm just saying here that the valid responses are only two. Like, you can roll a dice only two times. A one player have to roll a dice how many times? Two times only. So num if num dice not in valid responses, then what you have to do, raise valid, sorry, value error. And value error of what? That the dice is only, you can roll a dice only one or two only. Okay, as I told you that why we use this try and catch method. If we don't use this try block and this raising this error, this statement, it will return error, but not in the proper way, and it will not continue the code. But if we use this, we can continue our code further by using this try and this statement. So it will raise an arrow of value error, that you have to roll a dice only two times. Else you can return the number of dices and accept value error as a done in my previous project, what how we assign a variable for this value error and print the value error and print the those variable error. You can use any another name as well. Now I'm going to make another method, which is the rolling a dice method. What this method will do, it will take the minimum value is equals to 1 and maximum value is equals to 6. In a dice, the minimum value is always 1 and the maximum value is always 6. There is no value greater than 6 and no value less than 1. So if we say if you want to roll again, there is a variable, we are making a variable. If you want to roll again, then you can say yes. Now we are saying we are just using a while loop, which will just say while roll again. If you want to roll again, dot lower is equals to yes or yes or roll again dot lower is equals to y, because we initialize the roll y with y. So you can also say if the roll dice is equals to yes or roll dice is equals to 1, they both are same. You can now what is different here is this statement. I'll explain this statement. What does this mean? Os dot sy system cls if os dot name is equals to nt, else clear the screen. Now what does that mean? os.system, and this whole statement means that this line uses the operating system function, os function, operating system function, that is used to clear the console screen. Means that if the rolling dice is like we say yes, then it will clear the whole screen and it will print us the values. Like it is used to clear, this operating system function is used to clear the console screen, and it uses a ternary condition expression, which is this ternary condition expression cls and if dot os dot name nt and this to determine the appropriate command based on operating system. Like in operating system we use some commands to clear the screen and to determine the to determine the code. So this command, basically this is a ternary conditional expression, so it is basically used to determine the appropriate command which is based on operating system. Like if I say if this os dot name is equals to nt, like nt is any window, okay, if the operating system is window, then clear the this screen. Okay, I hope you, because we just imported the operating system library which provide us the operating system modules in Python, and which provide us a way to interact with operating system, allowing us to allow us to perform the various tasks like executing commands, working with paths, dictionaries, files, etc. So here say amount is equals to number of die. Now I'm using if amount is equals to 2 or amount is equals to 2. What we have to do, like if you have rolled the dice 2 times, then what you have to do, print rolling rolling the dice, and I'm giving here the Okay, dice 1 is equals to, let me check why is it giving yes. Rolling a dice is equals to random dot rand int minimum value comma maximum value. Now what is this doing, that we are saying that we have a two turns, like a player has a two time, player can only roll a dice only two times if the amount is 2. Means that if the player wants to roll a dice two times, then what we'll do, take a dice one value, any random value from random int. This is a method of function which is used to select any random number in integer. So it will select any random number from minimum to maximum value. Minimum value is 1 and maximum value is 6. So dice 1 will take any random number from 1 to 6, and it will assign to dice 1. And same for the dice 2, because there are uh, two turns or two amounts. So random, sorry, rand int min value comma max value. So now what we did, we gave the dices, two dices, the amount, like the number, what number will get the dice 1 and what number will get the dice 2. Print values are, it will print the values. Print, it will print the dice 1 values, comma, it will print the dice 1 values, and print comma. Now what we assign the dice 1 and dice 2 the values from those minimum and maximum value. Like it will take any value, dice 1 and dice 2 will take any value from to from minimum value 1 to maximum value 6. Randomly it will pick any value, and it will also print the, sorry, total dice 1 plus dice. No, no. Now, if you're saying that you want only one turn, and you want only one turn, or you want only one amount, then you can only roll a dice one time and you will get the dice value of a dice 1, because your turn is only one. But if you say that you want to play two times or you want two turns, you will get the two values of the dice 1 and dice 2, any random value from 1 to 6. Now if you take the two turns, then you will get the dice 1 value, dice 2 value, and the total of dice 1 and dice 2. Now you will say that if you wanna roll again, you can roll again, and you will ask the input from the user that roll again, and if it says yes, you can roll again the dice. Else, wait, where should I use the else? Okay, else print rolling the dice. Now why we say else, because we here said that if the amount is 2, if the player has two turns. And for else, why we are using else, we are using else for if the player has only one turn, then assign a value to dice 1 only, rand int maximum value. Okay, and print f the value is the value is dice 1 value. Okay, now, and if the number of times you have to ask the user again and again, roll again. Like if the user want to roll again, the user has only two attempts, like one or two attempts, if he wants to play two times, or if you want to play only one time. Input okay, now if, just like in the previous, if name is equals to main, if the main comes, then roll, call this method roll a, this is the same, let me check, it is the same method, roll dice, yes. Okay, now what we have to do, why isn't taking any, it must take the input from the user. Let me check. Why it's not giving an error, as well as it's not taking any input from the user. Number dice is equals to input valid responses. If dice number responses raise value error, then roll dice minimum while roll again. The amount is equal to the number dice. Let me check here. If name is equals to, I guess here that's why it's not taking. Roll a dice while this true must be capital. Now see, number of dices we cannot. Okay, let me correct this. Number of dices, the value of, sorry, the spelling of this number. Now, okay, now what we have to do is, the number of dices, you can only use two dices, not more than two dices. So dices will be, for example, 2. Now, the rolling a dice, it assigned the value of a dices 1 and 2 itself from the minimum value and the maximum value, which is minimum value is 1 and maximum value is 6. So see, it assigned the dice 1 any value randomly 6, and dice 2 any value randomly 1, and it summed the dice 1 and dice 2 value, which is 2. Now if I say the number yes, if I say yes, and if I say I want only one dice, it will just, the value has, see, it assigned the dice 1 a value 6. So there is no other dice 2, and there is no total, because only we have only one attempt and we have only one dice, so the player rolled the dice only one. Now if I say yes, and if I pick any number greater than 1 to 2, for example, 4 attempts, it says the player has only 1 or 2 dices, so you have to enter only 1 or 2 dices. I hope you understand this small rolling a dice project.